Welcome back, guys, to I Got a Great Video for you. Today I'm going to be showing you my new ARC build for the season. This will be on Hunter, and I'll be testing this in pretty hard activities. This build has been definitely gotten better since the beginning of the season, because there's now mods where you pick up orbs, you get health, and regeneration back. This can severely help this build out, because in previous seasons, this build didn't give you all your health back if you only got the kill with your charge of your melee when you dodge, and it was the main part of health regeneration was your normal melee, but if you dodged and then meleeed, it sometimes wouldn't give you all your health back, and it would make this build much harder to run. This build definitely doesn't feel as good as when it had 1-2 punch, but I felt like blinding nades was a little bit better just because of how easy it is to get the first kill off if you blind them. This build was definitely helped by the blinding nades, and the first melee kill is probably the hardest part of the whole build because it doesn't really do much damage by itself, but when you start getting those 2 to 3 stacks, or even having 1 stack of combination blow, can really get this build going. And the invis really helps out after each kill because you can get all your health back, turn invis, and move to the next target, which will allow you to rotate around the map much easier and be vulnerable for much less time. It also really helps that the finishers, let's say if one of your melee or something doesn't go off properly, you can get a finisher off and get your health back and get that invis. This build just came together to work so well in the exotic mission. We're 30 under, and is just a great testing ground for a lot of builds, and this build's no exception. The orb stuff has really helped this build out, and we're using blinding nades on our class as well, so when we do melee damage and stuff, we'll get some more with that, so we have more blinding. And the whole build works really well because now blinding unstops champions, and the jolt effect actually overload champions, so all you have to do is anti-barrier because this whole build's around meleeing, and you can pretty easily get jolt on an overload or unstop champion. And with the jolt effect, after you melee a jolted target, it also unstops them because it blinds them, so even if you don't have a blinding nade ready, you can still unstop champions.
Okay guys, for this build we're on Arc Strider, we're running flashbang grenades, Gambler's Dodge, Lethal Current, Flow State, Spark of Ions, Spark of Resistance, Spark of Feedback, Spark of Shock. We're using Impact Induction and Focusing Strike, and using Heavy Handed to spawn orbs when we get melee kills. 2 hands on for some extra super energy when we get melee kills. A Void Dampener and 2 Solar Dampeners. We're using Recuperation and Better Already. This really makes the build so much better than last season or any other season, except when it got nerfed with that 1-2 punch build. But this just makes it so you get your full health whenever you pick up your orbs, and it really fills out the build for whatever you needed it for from before. What I was really struggling with before was it wasn't giving you all your health if you didn't get your combination blow procced. So if you only got the helmet procced, it would give you maybe a fourth of your health back, and it wouldn't give it the whole thing. But with this build, you get the full thing back. Then we're running Bomber and Utility Kickstarter. We want to cycle back our grenade, our class ability and our grenades, so we get as many blinding nades as possible. This build works out amazingly, and with spawning the Ionic Traces, and then with Impact Induction, and then we're using 2 bombers, we get our grenades back extremely fast, which will really help us out with the blinding. To blind normally though, we use Ignition Code. This is my favorite, but you might be kind of hard to get to, but I recommend the one from the dungeon with auto loading and chill clip. That's my second favorite, even though I haven't even got it yet. I've been trying to grind for it, but I just can't. Another good perk on blinding nades is Demolitionist. That could also help, because there's not that many perks on grenade launchers that can help other than like slide shot and auto loading. It meant a lot that you guys stopped by, and this build just worked out so well, and I can't wait to get to the solo legendary exotic mission 30 levels under. This was really fun to do for you, and hopefully we can do some more stuff. I can't wait to try this out in GM with the new buff to this arc. So it meant so much, and if you guys have been here for a while, please leave a like, and if you guys are brand new, please leave a subscribe. It means so much to stick with my channel, and I always respond to your comments, and in the future I'd love to reward some loyalty for you guys. So thank you for watching, and let's get on to the rest of this build. Here you go, guys. Bye.